In a twist of fate, a 20-year-old delivery boy stepped into my life, igniting a chain of events that would alter my existence forever. This is a tale of unexpected encounters and the profound impact they can have. Join me as I unravel this heartfelt story, where every moment hangs in the balance, and the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary. In the shadows of uncertainty, I stand before you, a figure cloaked in mystery. My name is Emily Carson. At 42, I find myself navigating the shadows of solitude, a divorced soul dwelling in the hushed corners of a neighborhood that clings to the outskirts of Portland. The silence is both a refuge and a haunting reminder of what once was. For the past few years, existence has unfolded in a monotonous haze, a relentless cycle devoid of thrill, each day blending into the next, leaving a haunting emptiness in its wake. In the dim light of my home office, I find myself ensnared in a world of words, a freelance editor tethered to my laptop, where shadows dance with the flicker of the screen. The relentless rhythm of my fingers on the keys echoes through the silence, punctuated only by the haunting whispers of my thoughts. My companion, Luna, a feline enigma, sits perched nearby, her emerald eyes glinting with an understanding that feels almost otherworldly. As I sip my bitter coffee, the tension of the day looms, each moment stretching into an eternity, as if the very walls are closing in, holding secrets that only she and I can share. 3 years ago, the final gavel fell, sealing the fate of my marriage to Mark. A chapter closed, but the echoes of that decision still haunt the shadows of my mind. It wasn't chaotic, but the weight of sorrow hung heavily in the air, a palpable reminder of what once was. We drifted apart, slowly and inexorably, like two souls cast adrift on separate rafts, lost in the vast, unforgiving expanse of an endless ocean. In the stillness of the moment, a tension hung in the air, thick and palpable. No betrayal lurked in the shadows, no explosive confrontation awaited. Yet, beneath the surface, something unspeakable simmered, poised to unravel the very fabric of trust. A chilling chasm loomed between us, an abyss neither of us dared to bridge, each moment thick with unspoken words and lingering shadows. Since that fateful moment, I have been navigating a life that, though seemingly stable, resonates with an unsettling emptiness that lingers in the shadows. On a fateful Thursday evening in October, the air crackled with an unsettling energy, heralding the onset of a transformation that would alter the course of destiny forever. The rain lashed against the windows like a relentless beast, and my stomach twisted in a gnawing emptiness that echoed the storm outside. I hadn't eaten all day, and the shadows in the corners of the room seemed to grow darker with each passing moment. As I navigated the labyrinth of food delivery apps, an insatiable hunger gnawed at me, demanding something warm and comforting. My heart raced as I stumbled upon Marco's Kitchen, a local Italian gem, and the allure of creamy Alfredo pasta beckoned me like a siren's call in the night. With a trembling finger, I pressed the order button, then wrapped myself tightly in a blanket, heart racing as I awaited the unknown that was about to unfold. 30 minutes passed in a tense silence, and then, shattering the stillness, the doorbell echoed through the house. As I swung the door open, a chill raced down my spine. There he stood, a young man on my porch, drenched to the bone, yet an unsettling smile played on his lips. What secrets lay behind that facade? He was barely on the cusp of adulthood, just a fragile 18 years old. He donned a crimson raincoat that clung tightly to his shoulders, a stark contrast against the looming shadows, while a crumpled paper bag dangled precariously from one hand, as if it held secrets waiting to be unveiled. "Is there a delivery for Emily?" he inquired, his fingers trembling as they swept aside the damp strands clinging to his forehead, the tension in the air thickening with unspoken words. "Indeed, it is I." "Text," I declared, seizing the food with a sense of urgency. The rain clung to him like a shroud, each droplet a testament to the storm that raged around us. "Incredible. The chill must be gnawing at your bones, a relentless grip of cold that seeps into your very soul." He let out a soft, almost haunting laugh, echoing in the stillness of the room. "It's an inevitable facet of the role, a shadow lurking in the corners of duty, waiting to unveil its true nature. Once you embrace the darkness, it reveals its secrets, and what once seemed daunting transforms into an unsettling familiarity." As I extended the crumpled bills towards him, a flicker of defiance danced in his eyes. He shook his head slowly, a silent refusal that hung heavy in the air, leaving an unsettling tension between us. Fear not, dear lady. Keep yourself sheltered from the storm, and savor every bite of your meal. The haunting echo of his words lingered in my mind, a chilling reminder of the unspoken truths that lay beneath the surface. It transcended mere politeness. It was a raw, unfiltered sincerity that pierced through the air, leaving an undeniable mark on the moment. As I observed him retreating through the relentless downpour toward his bike, an unsettling tug gripped my chest, a premonition of what was to come. I dismissed the feeling with a casual shrug and retreated into the shadows of the house, the door closing behind me with a soft but ominous click. The following week, as the chill of the evening wrapped around me like a shroud, an insatiable hunger for pasta clawed at my insides once more. Perhaps it was the warmth of the meal that enveloped me, or perhaps a flicker of hope ignited within me, yearning to catch a glimpse of that elusive delivery boy once more. With a racing heart, I hit the order button, and just as the clock ticked to 30 minutes, there he stood at my door, a shadowy figure cloaked in mystery. Once more, he declared with a sly grin, casting aside his raincoat as if shedding the weight of the storm. It seems I've fallen into the tantalizing grip of Alfredo, unable to escape its creamy allure. I made a jest, a fleeting whisper of humor in the shadowy silence that enveloped us. With a low, ominous chuckle, he extended his hand, presenting the bag as if it held secrets that could unravel the very fabric of reality. Listen closely, for what I am about to reveal is nothing short of extraordinary. The pinnacle of culinary delight awaits you, a masterpiece that stands unrivaled on the menu. Forgive me, but I cannot cast stones in this shadowed moment. In that fateful moment, I extended my hand, presenting him with a cup of tea, unaware of the storm that brewed beneath the surface. Your appearance suggests a yearning for something enveloping, something that radiates warmth and comfort. With a heart pounding in his chest, he hesitated, the weight of the moment pressing down on him like a storm cloud ready to unleash its fury. Finally, he nodded, a silent agreement that would change everything. How utterly delightful that would be. My deepest gratitude. He lingered at the threshold, a shadowy figure, as I hurriedly prepared a steaming cup of chamomile, the air thick with unspoken tension. Our conversation was fleeting, a mere whisper in the storm of the night. We exchanged trivialities about the weather, the restaurant's ambience, and the relentless pace that had consumed him. But beneath the surface, an unspoken tension crackled, hinting at secrets lurking just out of reach. It was then that I uncovered the truth. His name was Jason Miller, a name that would echo in the shadows of my mind forever. At the brink of adulthood, he found himself entangled in the relentless grind of delivery shifts, each moment a step closer to his dream of community college, yet shrouded in uncertainty and the weight of expectation. In a modest home, he shared a life with his mother and younger sister, a seemingly ordinary existence that belied the storm brewing beneath the surface. For someone so young, he carried an unsettling weight, a depth that hinted at secrets untold and shadows lurking just out of sight. As the days slipped by, an insatiable hunger for pasta began to consume me, growing more intense with each passing moment. Every night, Jason found himself drawn to my corner of the world, and what began as fleeting exchanges morphed into conversations that lingered in the air, charged with unspoken tension. There were moments when he would linger on the porch, the air thick with tension, as he sipped his tea, each breath a fleeting respite between the relentless rush of deliveries that awaited him. On a night shrouded in an eerie chill, I couldn't shake the feeling that something was amiss as I observed him, his weariness etched deeply across his face, a haunting reflection of the shadows that danced around us. Is everything truly all right? Text, I inquired, my voice barely above a whisper, as I extended the steaming cup towards him, the warmth radiating like a beacon in the chilling air. He let out a heavy sigh, the weight of unspoken thoughts hanging in the air like a storm about to break. In the midst of the journey, as the sun dipped below the horizon, the unthinkable happened. The bike chain shattered, leaving me stranded in a world of uncertainty. With each step I take, the ground beneath me feels like a silent witness to my journey, stretching endlessly ahead, shrouded in uncertainty. How utterly dreadful, I exclaimed, my voice trembling with disbelief. Step inside. At the very least, take a moment to sit and let the warmth envelop you, if only for a fleeting instant. With a heart pounding like a drum, he paused at the threshold, the weight of uncertainty pressing down on him. But in a moment that felt like an eternity, he summoned his courage and crossed the line into the unknown. Text, I directed him to the kitchen table, the air thick with tension, and handed him a towel, its fabric a stark contrast to the gravity of the moment. As darkness enveloped the world outside, our words wove a tapestry of secrets and revelations, stretching into the haunting hours of the night. He recounted the harrowing tale of his existence, the moment his father vanished from his life at the tender age of 10, leaving behind a void that echoed through the years. His mother, a relentless warrior, toiled day and night, juggling 2 jobs just to keep the flickering flame of hope alive. In the shadows of their struggle, he fought valiantly to contribute, desperate to ease the burden that weighed so heavily on their fragile lives. He harbored a burning ambition, a vision that danced tantalizingly on the edge of his consciousness, studying computer science, a realm of endless possibilities, where he would one day conjure apps that could change the world. The weight of his dreams pressed down on him, a relentless force driving him forward into the unknown. A wave of admiration washed over me as I beheld the depth of his sincerity, the fierce determination that burned within him, and the immense weight of responsibility he bore, so heavy for one so young. It was as if the very world rested upon his shoulders, and I couldn't help but wonder what shadows lurked behind that earnest gaze. I revealed fragments of my existence, sharing the echoes of a once vibrant dream to become a novelist. I spoke of the bitter irony that had led me to shape the narratives of others while my own lay dormant. The silence that enveloped my home since the divorce was a haunting reminder of what had been lost, a void that whispered secrets of solitude and longing. In that fleeting moment, a spark ignited within me, as if the weight of silence had finally been shattered. For the first time in an eternity, I sensed the piercing gaze of understanding, a connection so profound it sent shivers down my spine. Someone was truly listening, and the air crackled with unspoken possibilities. After that fateful night, Jason found himself drawn to the place, appearing even when the delivery was not his purpose. At times he arrived with the rich aroma of coffee, a dark promise swirling in the air. Other times he came bearing only the weight of conversation, each word a tantalizing thread in a web of unspoken tension. He would come to my aid, lifting heavy bags of groceries with ease, or deftly mending the broken pieces of my home, each gesture shrouded in an unspoken tension that lingered in the air. He was a shadow in the background, never forceful or out of line, yet his kindness lingered like an unspoken promise, leaving an unsettling tension in the air. In a world shrouded in shadows where kindness often feels like a fleeting whisper, there exists a soul whose warmth pierces through the darkness. A heart so genuine, it defies the odds, igniting hope in the most desolate of places. This is not just kindness. It is a beacon, a force that compels the weary to believe once more in the power of compassion. In the shadows of uncertainty, a gnawing fear took root within me, whispering doubts about the judgment of others. What would they say? What would they see? The weight of their opinions loomed large, casting a dark cloud over my every thought. A woman in her 40s finds herself entangled in the enigmatic world of a teenager, where every moment is charged with unspoken tension and the thrill of the unknown. What secrets lie beneath the surface of their unlikely connection? As their paths intertwine, the air thickens with anticipation, leaving one to wonder what will unfold in the shadows of their shared experiences. Yet, an unsettling certainty lingered in the air, whispering that something was amiss. He was no longer merely a delivery boy. He had transformed into a confidant, a companion woven into the very fabric of his life. A figure emerged from the shadows, igniting a spark in the depths of my silent existence. On a fateful Saturday, I found myself locked in a battle of wits with a monstrous flat-pack bookshelf, its pieces scattered like the remnants of a shattered dream, each screw and plank whispering secrets of frustration and despair. As fate would have it, Jason appeared at my door, clutching the book I had lent him. In that moment, desperation clawed at my insides, and I found myself pleading with him for assistance, knowing that the stakes had never been higher. His laughter echoed ominously, a chilling sound that sent shivers down her spine. "Let me guess," he taunted, a glint of mischief in his eyes. "You didn't read the instructions, did you?" The sun dipped low in the sky as we toiled away, our hands working in unison, crafting something extraordinary. With each passing hour, the living room transformed into a sanctuary of joy, echoing with laughter that danced in the air, mingling with the tantalizing aroma of pizza that wafted through the room, promising a feast that awaited us. Little did we know, this moment would linger in our memories, a fleeting glimpse of happiness before the shadows crept in. That fateful night, we found ourselves on the cold, hard floor, sharing a meal that felt like a fleeting moment in time. Our voices danced in the dim light, weaving tales of movies that haunted our minds, dreams that lingered just out of reach, and childhood memories that threatened to resurface with every word. The air was thick with unspoken tension, as if the very walls were eavesdropping on our secrets. It had been an eternity since the sound of genuine laughter had escaped my lips, a haunting echo of joy long forgotten. With each passing moment, an undeniable anticipation gripped my heart, drawing me closer to the thrill of his impending visits. Each day unfolded with an unexpected buoyancy, as if the weight of the world had momentarily lifted, leaving me teetering on the edge of something profound. In the shadows of my mind, I picked up the pen once more, not for the demands of a job, but for the whispers of my own soul. Each stroke of ink felt like a heartbeat, pulsing with the urgency of unspoken truths waiting to erupt from the depths of my being. Whispers of thoughts captured in fleeting moments, tales that dance on the edge of reality. His presence surged through me like a forgotten key turning in a long-abandoned lock, awakening shadows of a past I had buried deep within my soul. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting the world in a haunting blend of purple and gold, Jason's gaze pierced through the twilight. He turned to me, his voice low and filled with an intensity that sent shivers down my spine. "You know, Emily," he said, "you've kind of become my safe space." The weight of his words hung in the air, heavy with unspoken truths and the promise of something more lurking just beneath the surface. His words struck me like a bolt from the blue, leaving me breathless and reeling in their wake. "What are you trying to say?" His brow furrowed, a storm of contemplation brewing behind his eyes. In the shadows of solitude, I find myself yearning for a confidant, yet the silence is deafening. There's no one to share these thoughts with, no one to unravel the tangled web of my mind. In your presence, I can finally shed the weight of expectation, no longer the man burdened with the need to keep it all intact. Only Jason. As a wave of emotion surged within me, my eyes glistened with unshed tears, yet I forced a smile, masking the tempest brewing beneath the surface. "Your impact on my life runs deeper than you could ever imagine." The silence stretched on, an eternity of stillness that wrapped around them like a shroud, both comfortable and eerily peaceful, as if the world held its breath, waiting for the storm to break. The silence hung heavy between us, a weight that spoke volumes. No words were necessary. The unspoken truth loomed in the air, thick with tension and anticipation. The bond we shared was unlike any other, a connection that defied the ordinary, neither romantic nor familial, yet pulsing with an intensity that left us breathless. It was a fragile bond, woven from the threads of trust, understanding, and kindness, teetering on the brink of uncertainty. Beware, for the shadows of fate often conceal the most astonishing encounters. A single moment, a fleeting glance, and suddenly, the very fabric of your existence is altered forever. Who knows what twists of destiny await just around the corner? At long last, the moment Jason had been waiting for arrived. A scholarship offer from a local college, a glimmer of hope in a world filled with uncertainty. He soared to unimaginable heights, and my heart swelled with an overwhelming pride that threatened to consume me. We gathered around the table, the aroma of takeout filling the air, and the cake stood as a sweet centerpiece of our fleeting joy. He made a promise, a whisper of hope, that he would still come by, even as the weight of classes loomed on the horizon, threatening to pull him away into the shadows of responsibility. He clung to his promise, a flickering flame in the shadows, not as frequently as one might hope, but just enough to keep the tension alive. As I reflect on the shadows of my past, a chilling revelation grips me. How profoundly that chapter of my life mended the very fabric of my being. In the shadows of existence, Jason emerged as a beacon, illuminating the fleeting moments of joy that often slipped through our fingers. His laughter echoed like a distant melody, weaving through the fabric of connection, igniting a flicker of hope in the darkest corners of the soul. He did not descend like a savior from the pages of a gripping tale. On a storm-laden night, he arrived, a mere paper bag of pasta clutched tightly in his hand. With each step he took, the shadows in my life began to retreat, and a vibrant hue seeped back into my existence, igniting a flicker of hope amidst the darkness. He brought more than mere sustenance. He unleashed a blinding radiance. In a twist of fate, A 20-year-old delivery boy stepped into my life, his mere existence igniting a transformation that would alter my very being forever.